Hi folks, this is Southend Paraquest. We've basically come down back to Workhouse Lane. Basically, the newer member of our team, Karen, hasn't been here, so we thought we'd bring her down so she can see for herself exactly the layout and the position and all the rest of it of where the car was, which, as we know, is roughly around here. And as we also know, the lane was a lot narrower, at least in this part anyway. We've been looking over the photos again, and the bushes would have been roughly to here, but after that they was only sort of down to this bit here, and then that bit was wide anyway, but since then obviously, you know, the actual lane itself has been opened out. But as I say, we know most of this now. We've come down here to obviously show Karen everything, and we did have a little visit back over to the Memorial Garden. I haven't been over there since that last visit, and there is new parts over there, so if you want to check out my Instagram, I'll drop the link below. You can see the photos that we've taken today. So all intent looking at the photos now.
Trying to work out the position. It does seem.
I think we're up roughly in the spot.
So, yeah. Which means the car would have been parallel with that tree there. Well,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
The back of the car would have been here.
Yeah.
Along this part here, because you can see the divot in the ground now.
Yeah.
Where it used to be, because you can follow the old one down.
Yeah.
And the other one's been dug up.
Yeah.
Gravel down. Which means that fence wouldn't have been there.
That fence should have been, because if you look at those photos again, those bushes, there wasn't much of it. It just, the way the photo was taken, it looked like it was all the way down, but the bushes only right, if we're going from the gate, which was here, just in front of Karen Glory, the gate was actually there.
Yeah, you can see where the gate was here.
Yeah. So yeah, we was a little bit. We've been a little bit further up when we've done the filming, but yeah. So if I just move down a bit further, I did actually. So Ray, if you're watching, I did actually get the gate post wrong.
Don't know.
Yeah.
The gate was more than likely further down. So whether there's been other gates before or since the pictures remains to be seen. But yeah. So this is it. But if you can picture, you can look the pictures up online. Where that gate was, there was bushes all here, but then after the bushes it did widen out like it is now, but at the time there was no this wasn't a track, this was the track here. Yeah, and all this was just sort of grass, so obviously that's been changed since then, but yeah.
Stopped, didn't they, in bulk? But it's just the way it bends upwards in the middle there, and that one's got the same bend. Just saying, the gate wasn't down to low level. If you
no
picture the gate, must have been a good 12 inches above the ground. Obviously, it was the snow as well, so the gate would have been like that higher.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. But we're gonna have a look at that gate, because that gate, it's got a bend on one of the sides. So that's blowing the left foot.
So what do you think so far, Karen?
It's weird not having been down here since doing boot sales.
Well, yeah, that's it. We know it from the lazy bones. I had no idea it was.
No.
This was where the.
I just remember it all happening at the time.
Yeah. Just to give people a heads up, when I did the Billy Jasper stuff and I tracked over the fields, when I come back the second time at night, I didn't cross the field the first time in daytime because there was a cow roaming around, and I've got memories of cows chasing people.
Oh.
No.
But the second time when I did it at night, I came all the way across here. This was where I came out.
Oh.
It seemed the most logical place. I can't imagine this being much different, really 30 years ago.
Oh, no, tell a lie, it might be. Right, image is flipped, obviously. Look at that bar coming down from the middle. That one has been up there and that one's coming down, look, over there. But it's been bent down more. So that would have been like that. See, look, it's bent down more.
We'll leave that one out open. That this may have been the same
that
gate.
Could have been the same style.
Yeah.
Same type, but just.
It's definitely old, that gate. It's definitely got to be about 30 years.
Would that have been there 30 years? I don't know.
Looks like it could have been.
Could that have been there longer than that? But it's just.
Well, we're only assuming it's been there for 30 years because that's when this happened. It's.
I mean, that pole looks like it's been there a lot longer than 30 years.
Yeah.
So does that one. So I'd say it's a similar type of gate.
Maybe they were just two gates that were purchased at the same time and fitted at the same
Maybe because it was a farm, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were just the same style. So.
No, it's not exactly.
So that may not be the same gate that was fitted down there,
Same
but
type.
but it is the same type. So I think we can agree on that. But yeah, that was the gate that I came over when I did the nighttime track, and it brought me out. As we know, if you go back to that, I'll drop a link to that episode.
Normally, what the old farmers used to do is when they took a gate off, they'll dump it into the bushes so they knew where it was, where they picked it up from. So
Yeah, could have.
I wonder if it's been dumped in the bushes or. But then again, being seeing what it was, they're probably taking it away.
Yeah.
Because it might be a gate under this undergrowth. He's grown out of it.
Yeah, I mean, could be this side. I mean, it's probably more unlikely because that's just.
Unless he's taken it and used it, the farmer at the time's taken it and used it on another field. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we
Maybe.
don't know. I mean, the only thing we do know is that gate's about the same age as what was here, and it's the same style.
But we know the gate was roughly round about here because it was before the bend.
Yeah.
But that tree there is still, I mean, it's a little bit thicker, but it's got the same branch coming out.
Yeah.
So that tree would be the back of the Range Rover was, which would have been about here. So the back of the Range Rover was here, and the gate roughly about there. And I reckon in those pictures they've pulled the Range Rover back.
It might have done.
Because there was, Karen pointed out, there was 2 fresh tyre tracks in the front of it. So this car's been dragged back. So whether they've drove back, I don't know, but the car's been moved back.
Yeah.
Because in the original photos the police took, the car is literally
On the
about a foot or 2 from the gate. So in the other photos from the Telegraph and all that, it's about a car's length away.
Yeah.
So I reckon what they've done, they've moved it back when they've gone to winch it. I don't know, because you got to remember they had to turn the car around, because how could they get the lorry to put it on the back of the car in front of the gate? You know what I mean? Because when it went onto the low loader, it was facing frontwards.
Double check that.
Yeah, on the actual footage, I remember seeing the Range Rover facing forward. So whether or not they've moved that car,
All right, double check that in a minute.
winched it, or whatever they've done with it to get it back onto the low loader.
I'll double check that.
I could do
I'm
that.
sure it went on ice first.
Did it? I might be wrong, then I'll check.
It'd have been much easier to get it on ice first, because of this. As I said, you've got to remember, this was narrower. So the low loader would have had to have reversed all the way down. Yeah, the Range Rover would have had
Yes,
to.
it was the it was on the back end first, so they dragged it out. That's the back of the number plate, so that would have been. Yeah, it went on back first, so they must have dragged it on the winch, because they'll have winches on them, won't they?
Yeah.
And winched it up onto it.
Yeah, as I say, it'd have been pointless trying to turn the car around to winch it on front first.
Because the reason why I thought it was front first is because all the pictures show the front of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And you don't pay attention to the low loader underneath it, do you?
No.
You just look at the car and go, wow, that's a Range Rover. So yeah. Because a lot of people ask, why did they move the car with the bodies in it? And they didn't want to disturb the evidence.
Yes, preserve the scene of the crime.
Because there would have been shells in there, or shotgun shells. And they could tell you from the ballistics where it was shot from and fired from, but I don't think they ever released that to the public, did they? What angles and what type of gun it was. Did they ever release what type of gun it was? Shotgun?
No, they said it was a single barrel shotgun. It was a single barrel shotgun, but it was you could take a magazine or whatever. You could load it up with 8 shots. Because they found 7 shell cartridges, but if the last one would still be in the last one wouldn't have been ejected, but it would still be in the shotgun. But what they said was it was gnats.
Yes. They're attacking me again. They love me.
But yeah, what they said was the ballistics report said it was one shotgun.
Yeah. but for multiple angles, obviously, because he'd done it from. Because did he do it from the sides and then one from the front? Obviously.
Right. I'll just try and. I don't know if you want to hold this for a minute.
Because Tucker was done last, and it was done for the side door.
No, Pat was done.
Pat.
Yeah.
Pat Tate was done last.
If you want to take this, and I'll just try and show you.
Okay.
Demonstrate on your car.
Alright.
If you want to do that.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Just from the car ranger. Park it here.
Yeah. And I'm going to demonstrate best of my ability.
Trying to get number plate.
I'm not going to jump over the gate and back again.
Oh no, don't do that. Oh, why do you? That would be hilarious if you did. Give us a true life reconstruction.
Alright.
No, don't. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Right, so.
There are aerial photographs, but I can't find
Don't feel to
them.
come in closer, Paul. I don't know how good that shot on mic is. Shot on mic.
If you want to borrow one of my lights, I've got them on me.
Yeah, no need to. Right, so imagine I've just hopped over this gate. Okay, so I'm coming in. Bear in mind, as I say, there's bushes there. It's dark. You know, I'm going to be dark as I am now. So you come in. Right, you got your shotgun. Which I'm going to assume they're right-handed, so you come in, gone, bang, bang, possibly bang in the side.
Yeah, that was it.
Great.
Behind, wasn't it?
Tony, and then Pat's sitting there, and this is my thought, right? So he's done. I've done Craig, Tony. Then Pat, Tony, I think it's Tony got another 2,
Yeah.
Craig got another 1, Pat's sitting there going, oh, whatever, and the shooter's gone.
Do you reckon he wanted to see who
Yes,
shot
that's
him?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why bother
That's why he
shoot-
shot him in the side.
Why bother shooting the side? You could just as easily gone and done him in the head. You know, but he's gone bang and probably gone, surprised look who it is, Pat. Gone round. And then he's taken one shot towards Pat's head, but that first shot to the head grazed it. It didn't hit him. So he's then shot Pat again. Hence why there's 3 shots to Pat, because you got the one in the side, you got the second one that grazed his head, and the third one that's what done it. And obviously, so there was 3 to Pat, 3 to Tony. And 2 to Craig, so that was the 8 shots. But that's my theory. That is what I'm thinking. Yeah, again, just so you come in, you got your shotgun, you gone.
That's what.
Boom, boom.
The film displays that they shot him from the back.
Yeah.
But I don't know how true that was. So all the evidence says he was an exit.
Yeah, the shots. Yeah, because what you also need to remember is where the shot where Craig was. If you look at the headrest, there's damage to the headrest about here.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, your row is a lot lower.
Yeah.
But with a Range Rover, you
It's
know,
more up.
yeah, you're
can't weigh
talking
your
about
hands,
This is why I think that the shooter would have been at least 6 foot.
Yeah.
You know, reasonable to
people
assume
off
6'2", 6'3".
Which puts who off the hook because he's not that tall.
No, he's not. He didn't need a leg crate to do that.
Yeah.
So that then puts it in the ballpark of Nichols or whoever the other
But what if it was
Nichols.
someone that they just hired?
It could have been. There's Nichols. There's 2 others. One's quite well known on the circuit, and then another name come up the other day who would have done it. As I say, my personal thing is they were known to Pat. That's the.
Do you know what's
going.
eerie?
And doing Tony 3 times, to me, I think the shooting occurred because of the money that Tony owed. Yeah. I think that's what it was. Again, this is open to debate as everything else is, but I think the reason why Tony was done 3 times was because he owed money, he was the target. Tony was the target. These 2 are collateral.
What's eerie for me is the fact is that was the tree where his car's parked. Their car's parked, sorry.
Yeah.
And my car's sitting in the same place.
Yeah. It's not quite, so you're right.
But it's kind of in the same location, give or take a few feet.
Yeah.
But that would have been forward when the gate was there, and 30 years ago, 1995.
Yeah.
Almost, because it was in December, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So literally in 3 or 4 weeks' time, 30 years ago.
Yeah. It was 29 years ago.
29 years ago, this would have happened.
Yeah.
And that's chilling.
Yeah. So. As I say, that's the thought. It's great we could get down the lane. If I'd known we could have done this earlier. Yeah, that is my thought. So, I say, Paul and Gloria have already been down here, as you know, from the third visit. Karen, although being down to do the boot sales, never really knew about this. So, I mean, what are your thoughts? So.
Your camera's flashing red. Is that when the battery's low?
Yeah. All right. So we'll call that. Right. Yeah. We are. That is our little random visit. That is our little random visit to the lane. To say the primary goal was so Karen could to see everything for herself. That we've already been down here. You know, seen what we've seen and everything I've done. And there you go. So I'm gonna leave that little one there. You guys are going to debate it as you always will, and I'm going to wish the lot of you God bless, love and light from all of us at Southend ParaQuest, except Rudy. Bless him, he had our weekend. So anyway, thanks very much. Ta-da.